Hello, everyone, and welcome back to the Finger Guns Podcast. My boys, my friends. It's episode 50.
Woo! Holy fuck.
50 goddamn regular episodes.
50. Fuck.
You also forgot our Christian name, Finger Guns with Tony
Yeah, it's the
David
Finger Guns
James.
Podcast with Tony David James. Yes,
It's
this is
not
episode-
finger guns. It's a finger guns.
It could be whatever. I didn't tell
Finger
you. I
Guns
didn't tell
with
you
Tony
guys.
David James.
We need to make a LinkedIn page because
We need a
Finger Guns
LinkedIn page?
Finger Guns is on my LinkedIn now as a job.
As a fucking co-host.
As a
Look,
job.
man, anything
I
that
love
gets you in the door.
Producer.
Absolutely.
It's a job.
Absolutely.
This
It's a
is
job.
a
It
fucking
is a
job.
job.
I
It's a
explained
job.
this to people and they're like, oh, so you just watching movies for
It's,
fun. I was like, no, it's very
It's-
much like
it's a pro bono
Yeah.
work, but you know,
It'll
we
start
do it for the
paying.
good of the people.
It
Buddy,
will start paying.
it'll start paying.
It'll pay dividends.
One day.
one day.
One day it will.
That or we'll just be big in Finland.
You know, it's fine. Of all the countries to be big in, Finland is where you want to be big.
I'm good with it.
By the way, I am a midweek Jimmy, and I'm joined with
Big tasty Tony B.
Diabolical and coffee. Dave.
Coffee is the beverage, or coffee is in the
Whatever you feel like.
all right, the windpipe constrictions.
Yeah, whatever you feel like. I was feeling fine. I went to go get some salt. I definitely got
Like
flirted-
table?
No, ground salt, since we've had fucking freakish weather all day, and
Yeah.
definitely flirted with some honeys at Home Depot. Shout out to them
Nice,
for some great
nice.
customer service.
Excellent.
And then I had a coughing attack. And then I came here, and then I had another coughing attack. So it's going to be a good night, boys. It's going to be a
it's
good
gonna be
night.
fine. You get them out. See, you've switched though. Instead of minor little ones, now you get them out in bulk.
You have
Costco cough.
It
and
was
then
that was a hell of a
you're good for a
Costco
while.
cough. Fuck me.
a Kirkland signature cough.
Have you guys been watching True Detective?
Yes.
Not yet.
There's so much Kirkland.
I
And
know.
So like everything, I'm just like, you bought that at Costco.
Yeah.
Like they made like a thing of pancakes, and they
Yeah.
have the giant Costco syrup.
Yeah, they have the
Well, they're
syrups
in
in
Alaska.
It,
Dave.
it makes perfect sense, but
sense.
it's just nuts how much of it is
Yeah.
fucking Costco branded.
I need to start watching it because it's gonna. I know if I wait until the end, it's gonna be ruined.
Yeah.
Because episode
Yeah.
2 is already fucking ruined for me.
Yeah, what happened? Do you have any opening thoughts on True Detective?
I'm enjoying it so far. I don't have any issues with it. I know the fanboys hate it because fucking Nick Pizzolatto or whatever the fuck his name is.
Oh, I don't care about
isn't
that.
involved in it. And he put on his
I'm
Instagram thing, he's like, True Detective 1 to 3, not Night Country. And it's like, calm your tits, okay? You had one
Look,
you had fucking amazing
Yeah.
season of television, and it's
Absolutely.
been diminishing returns since.
Yep, that's it.
But there's been some, like, I will go to bat. The shootout in season 2 is
It is great.
awesome.
Yeah,
Are you talking about the mansion scene or the another scene? Because the mansion scene when they're trying to get McAdams out in season 2 is absolutely incredible.
That I don't
Yeah.
remember at the top of my head right now. There's just a giant fucking. Oh, okay. There's a giant fucking shootout, and they shoot it the same. They film it the same way as
The one
the one take
The
in
trailer
season
episode?
1
Yeah.
where he's like running through
Yeah.
like the projects and
Yeah.
whatever.
Yeah.
So they shoot it like that. And it looks fucking awesome, and I was like,
Yeah.
this is great. The rest of the season is just Vince
It's-
Vaughn walking through the desert,
pretty
fucking
much.
Colin Farrell
Pretty much.
not bonding with his
Son.
fucking redheaded son.
Yep.
Poor
Yeah.
guy.
This fucking text
It's
doesn't go
just-
through. Poor little guy.
But yeah, like fuck you, Nick Pizzolatto. Like,
And what the fuck was the third season? Like,
No
It
one
was-
knows. It's marginally better than the
It was
second, but
marginally
still.
better, and it's got Mahershala.
Yeah, we give points to Mahershala.
And we watched it together.
we did.
Yeah,
We watched
did.
it live together. It was awesome.
Yeah.
Like for I think I will give it more props just because we watched it together.
Yeah, yeah, and that was an enjoyable time at least. But it's been diminishing returns. We've established this. It's 100% like he struck lightning once with McConaughey and Harrelson, and I think he owes most of that to McConaughey and
Of
Harrelson.
course.
Yeah, he
Because
does.
the other two seasons kind of proved that. But even with Night Country right now, like I like it. The writing's a little bit at times, but that's okay. But I just hope they get to the heart of like what has made True Detective good, which is like really strong character work. So we'll see. It's going well now.
Who's running? Who's writing it? Is it the Lopez?
Issa Lopez.
Issa
Issa
Lopez.
Lopez is writing it and directing.
Writing
Yes.
and directing?
Fuck
Yes.
yes. Okay.
Yeah.
Yes.
And Jodie Foster's producing, and
Nice.
so like it's got
And she's
some
the
credit.
lead.
And she's
And
the
she's
lead.
the lead.
Yeah.
Yes.
Yeah.
That's awesome.
And it's Callie Race. I think that's how you say her name. She's
the other cop.
She's the other cop.
Yeah, Callie
she
Race.
was in what the fuck? Catch the Fair One. Do you remember that one?
Catch the Fair One.
We saw in Fantasia.
Oh my god, her.
Yeah, she's the lead in that movie. So
yeah.
she's not quite the co-lead, but like she's second.
She's a
second.
She's
villain.
a badass in Catch the Fair One.
She's
a badass
she's pretty
in
good
this
in
too.
this one too.
Amazing. I loved it.
Yeah.
She's
all right.
no
So strong
nonsense.
female
It's wonderful.
leads. I like this.
Yeah, very strong female leads, and they're just. By the time you guys listen to this, there'll be more information, but they're just like kind of dishing out a little bit at a time.
Yeah.
So that's a little kind of weird, and it's more horror.
Yeah, I was gonna say.
It's
I heard it's going back to the horror roots.
Yeah, it's definitely much more horrific.
I'm sitting there going. I was watching the episode yesterday, and I was sitting there going, I really want to watch The Thing now.
Oh yeah, and it's on the shelf.
It's
sitting on the shelf.
Yeah,
It's
I know.
on the shelf.
Yeah. And then I also want to watch that other fucking piece of shit, Cold as Night. Fucking what is it? 30 Days of Night. I
Yeah,
haven't seen that in like an
I don't
age
remember
and a
it being
half.
that bad.
Yeah,
I remember it looked
being
good.
bad.
I remember it looked cool.
Well, yeah, it's David Slade. Like
Yeah.
he did episodes of Hannibal, and Hannibal's fucking incredible.
I really want to watch the prequel remake thing of The Thing.
The prequel. Oh, that
with Mew.
Yeah.
I want to watch that again.
Nice.
I don't think I've ever seen it.
It's just okay.
All right.
We saw it in the theater,
we
didn't
did.
we? Yeah.
And I think they originally were going to do practical, and then they changed it all to CGI. And I think if they kept it with practical, it would have been fine. You would have been like, this is good. It's not The Thing, but it's good.
Yeah. But the switch to CGI
It looks terrible.
detriment.
It definitely is to its detriment.
fucking
Damn.
practical effects, man. You
That-
can't
Always.
beat them.
Always.
That, and they also needed to like put themselves in the corner of like, this has to happen in order for it to make sense in this movie type thing, which is annoying. I hate when they do that.
It's hard to, it's a difficult thing because you know what has to follow it. If you're writing a prequel, you're kind of, you're inadvertently backing yourselves into a corner.
Exactly. But I really want to watch that one again. And just because I also saw it, you don't know, but they have to open the dead guy's phone.
Yeah.
And they open it, and Letterboxd is one of the top apps.
That's amazing.
Thing.
Yeah.
And even Letterboxd is like, oh, that's not great. Oh man. But yeah, it's good shit so far.
Nice.
I'm excited to
I gotta get on board before
I'm excited to
get
keep it going.
spoiled.
Yes.
Excited to
Catch
keep
up.
it going.
Yeah.
When you can. And I know you're a little bit tapped out content wise, but
Oh,
when
buddy,
you have some moments.
buddy, I schedule it. I schedule my time.
Yeah. Schedule your viewings.
Also, just because I didn't ask you guys as a follow-up, yay or nay to Rick and Morty? We don't need to talk about it. I just want a yay or a nay.
Oh God.
We only talked about it halfway. We didn't talk about it to the end or at the end.
I'm behind.
You didn't catch up?
No.
Man, that last episode is fucking crazy.
Oh, wild.
It's a crazy episode.
Yeah, I think I'm behind.
Fuck yeah. I remember that final episode. That final episode really like brought it home.
Yeah.
Mhm.
It's like it's a hole in the ground.
Yeah, I know I'm behind.
Okay.
For sure behind.
Because it's like it's on the poster type thing. That's how important it is. And nobody
Fuck,
noticed it until
yeah.
after. But yeah, it's about a hole in the ground, and it's
All right.
it's a really fucking good episode.
Yeah.
What was the last episode I watched? It had to be early on. Still on my list. I fell so far off of it. Yeah, episode 5 was the last.
Okay. Yeah, you gotta keep up. You gotta catch up.
Yep.
Because it definitely
It wasn't like the strongest. It wasn't the strongest season, but like it definitely had some pretty fucking good episodes.
picked up.
And really,
Nice.
really good character development. Too.
I know you guys were kind of like, where the fuck is this going? Type thing. Or maybe this will just be an off season, but it picks up.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
Sure. So
No, that's good.
Well,
They finally found their footing because that's what was bothering me for the first bit.
started to develop, and there's
Yeah.
a really good character arc.
Oh, okay, cool.
Yeah. well, you got
I'm
some
excited.
time coming
I
up.
got
You're
some
going on
time.
vacation.
I'll
You
have
got
lots of
lots of time.
Yes.
Lots of time.
Yes.
Recording this in the past by the time you guys listen to this.
Yes, I'll already be on vacation.
Yes.
I will be
yes.
soaking and baking in a sun while you guys, I don't know,
Freeze.
freeze.
It's
It's actually not supposed to be too bad.
We'll be wet.
Yeah,
We'll
it'll
be
be
really
damp.
wet.
It'll
Yeah,
be damp.
super
and then
damp.
We'll be.
And the Oscar nominations came out today.
Hell yeah, they did.
That's how irrelevant this episode, at least the opening of this episode, is going to be by the time you listen to it.
Yeah.
And I never tire of hearing Tony say, "You were right, Dave, about the zone of interest."
Fuck you, bro.
And
Fuck
James keep telling me James read out the nominations to me on on the phone today, and he just kept saying the
yeah.
zone of interest, no matter what it was.
Yes.
Every category, once it came up once, I think my first joke it got nominated for adapted screenplay, and Dave went fuck, and after they then read original screenplay, so I threw in zone of interest in there just to fuck with Dave.
Of course.
Yeah.
3 things.
Yeah.
Fuck you, Dave. Fuck you, Jonathan Glazer. Okay, sorry, 4 things. Fuck the zone of interest. And again, fuck you, Jonathan Glazer.
I'm just happy that I convinced you to go. And I'm like, this is going to be really fucking important. You're going to want to have seen this. And you know what? If you didn't see it that day,
I was never going to see it.
You were never going to see it because fucking A24 has not done a great job fucking distributing it right now. It's probably going to explode this weekend finally.
Oh, for sure it is.
But like, for the long, like the big long running joke on X, or the site formerly known as Twitter, was nobody's fucking seen it.
Yeah.
Like, unless you saw it at a festival or you live in Los Angeles or New York, you didn't fucking see it.
People are coming up to me and they're like, what is this Zone of Interest movie? I've never heard of it. And I was like, Zone of Interest, I saw that like 6 months ago. Where have you been? They're like, Tony, we didn't go
festival.
to TIFF. We're like, we didn't go
festival
to TIFF.
Like, first day at TIFF.
Yeah, that was our second movie.
And we could have done Anatomy of a Fall first.
We could.
I had already seen it, but you could have done it. But I'm glad you didn't do the doubleheader because you would have been done. You would have been like, I'm going home for the day. I'm done.
I'm glad I didn't do Sleep before that, actually, to be honest with you. Because the fucking Sleep was like, it hits you like a sack of bricks.
Yeah.
What did I see? I saw the Australian one.
Yeah, you saw Royal Hotel. And I saw the Argentinian crime thriller that is escaping me right now. It's definitely not the title what it was when I saw it.
Right.
It's a new title.
Yeah.
New title.
Because I was going through my TIFF list and I saw the poster. I'm like, I don't remember this.
Also, this motherfucker told me Charlie Melton got in, and I was really excited.
And for the record, I had 2 things going at once. I was trying to get the Oscars feed going, and at the same time, I had the CNN Live thing because like there was a delay for me because I had to like switch over to a US fucking VPN in order to watch the fucking thing live on ABC because they geo-block you.
Of course.
Like, fuck them. I don't care. It's the nominations. I don't need to be a US citizen to see this. So by the time I got there, they had already read out supporting actor. So I refreshed CNN, and CNN had 6 names, including Melton. And I couldn't, like, I went with the information that I had. I had no other source of information at the moment.
I'm pretty sure.
And then right at the end of the show, we refreshed it, and he was gone. And I was like, oh, okay.
I'm pretty sure CNN reports it, and they don't even know what's going on either.
So they probably pre-wrote the article with literally everything, and then just like deleted the ones that didn't get in, like all their predictions, and just deleted all the ones that didn't get in, and then posted it, but didn't realize that they only deleted like 4 instead of 5 possible supporting actor noms.
I'm just excited that Tony has to see Naiad now. I need you too.
Yeah, so I have to see Naiad.
Fucking Naiad.
It's not bad. It's not a bad movie. It's not bad at all. It's just I don't like Annette Bening getting a nomination for that.
Well, what can you do when you live in a shoe?
Like Jodie Foster, sure, but Annette Bening, I don't think we needed Annette Bening in there.
There's one thing I want to talk about though.
Sure.
How can you
Jodie Foster?
No, it's not Jodie Foster.
Calm down, Jodie Foster.
I love that.
How do you not nominate the actress in the movie like Barbie? How do you the whole movie is about the patriarch and how, like, you know, feminism, yet they nominate Ken and not Barbie.
And America Ferrera.
You're basically proving the thesis of the film. Like, you're basically proving Greta's point.
Yeah. Well, it's
Kinda.
that, or it's more of, you could look at it, I guess, that way, sure. Or you could also look at it as they didn't like her performance.
It was a hard category too.
I get it.
Like,
I get
Annette Bening notwithstanding, like, Gladstone is awesome.
Awesome.
Stone puts in the best work of her career. Sandra Huller is awesome in that movie.
Okay.
Carey Mulligan is like the only good thing about Maestro.
See, you know what? I would swap. I don't think Carey Mulligan, no offense to Carey Mulligan and her performance in Maestro, but I feel like Robbie should be there.
Yeah. Oh, the other thing is they went hard for Maestro. Like, which they shouldn't have.
They obviously were always going to go hard for fucking Maestro.
Like,
It's Leonard
original
Bernstein,
screenplay.
bro.
Original screenplay is a little. That's
pushing
much.
it.
That's pushing it. Just
That's
like fucking
much.
Zone of Interest is pushing it for adapted. But fucking Mulligan was always going to get in. It's Benning that was kind of the wild card. But all of this said,
Yeah.
Greta Gerwig still got a screenplay nomination, so she still was nominated.
Yeah.
Adapted.
An adapted screenplay. Her missing director kind of gives them even more of a reason to let her win, to award her in adapted. And Margot did get nominated in picture. So it's not like
she's the producer.
It's not like they went empty-handed, but yes, it is.
It's strange.
It is
Very
strange.
strange.
And Gosling and Ferrera both like put out statements that they were disappointed type thing. Like I've never seen ever that they're like, we got in, this is great, but we're really disappointed that these people didn't.
Yeah.
I've never seen that happen.
Yeah.
So, but
Interesting.
And our boy Wes Anderson, chances are he's gonna win.
Fingers fucking crossed.
It's finally him and Nolan. First year they're finally both gonna win.
Really think it's Nolan?
For director,
Yeah.
or pitcher, like I think he's fine.
Yeah.
He's getting something.
Yeah.
They got 13 fucking noms.
He's getting something. That doesn't always mean something. That doesn't.
No, I know,
mean
but
anything.
it's Dees.
You know what? I got a feeling that's not going to get a single award.
Is
On
it
Oscar
Zone of
night?
Interest?
It's Killers of the Flower Moon.
Yep.
I'm a little worried about that too. And
Right?
that is
I was looking
an
at all the
achievement.
categories and stuff that I was
Yeah.
nominated for. And I'm just like, it's going to be like The Irishman all over again.
Yeah.
And Gangs in New York.
And Gangs in New York.
They all got nominated for. All three of them nominated for 10,
Yeah.
and then 2 of them completely blanked. At least De Niro got in this time.
Yeah.
Yeah. I'm hoping they scoop up something somewhere.
I'm hoping Gladstone wins still. I really hope she wins. And I kind of think that they're going to come up with a narrative for Robbie Robertson to win.
Mm.
And the song got in, which is a surprise.
Mm-hmm.
And the scores in there.
Yeah, when I said Robbie Robertson, I was talking about the score.
Okay, I'm sorry. Yes.
I was talking about the score. Because the movie's dedicated to him.
Yeah.
Correct.
And it's his last score. And like, we don't need to give it to John Williams for Indiana Jones and the Dial of Who the Fuck Cares.
Yeah, not even the score of that movie is memorable. I'm sorry, John. Like, you're a legend of a composer.
You're on a first name with John Williams.
Yeah. I've watched enough of his films.
You playing bridge?
Hey, please.
Like Bridge on Sundays.
Yeah. We tried to build houses of cards, but he's a little.
Yeah. It's got the.
I heard he unretired, which is kind of hilarious.
I feel like he's done that at least like 4 times now.
Yeah.
I'm unretired to write one more score because I don't know, George Lucas can't leave him alone.
I don't know.
Let the man crawl into the crypt like he's 100.
He's in his 90s for sure.
His 90s.
He's most certainly in his 90s.
Yeah.
And Teacher's Lounge got in.
Yeah.
Which we were excited about.
that.
Very good movie. Very good movie.
Very upset about Ninja Turtles.
Yeah.
I didn't think it was ever going to get nominated, but then like towards the end, like I started to get a little bit of hope. And yeah.
I mean, considering its visual style and approach, I was really hoping it would have maybe not been there where fucking Elemental was, but
yeah, Elemental didn't need to be there.
Yeah.
They were always going to give it at least to Elemental. Elemental or Wish.
No, they were never going to give it to Wish, but they could have taken a knee finally.
Yeah. What's his Robot Dreams movie?
It was a TIFF. Apparently it's really good. Apparently it's no dialogue.
No dialogue.
But apparently it's really fucking good.
Cool.
We'll get some stuff to watch before the Oscars.
We definitely got lots to watch.
Yeah, we got a bunch for sure.
I guess the last thing for me, Spider-Man in one category.
Yeah.
Come on now.
Yeah.
Come on now.
Yeah.
That's terrible.
Like the score and the screenplay alone should have we can you say what you want about the Zone of Interest. It's not a screenplay movie, guys. Come on now.
Yeah.
Let's be serious.
Yeah.
Jonathan Glazer got in multiple categories. We don't need to give him another. We don't need to jerk off Jonathan Glazer. Okay. He's made 4 movies. Calm down, guys.
Yeah. Yeah.
Calm down.
Very true.
Anything else you guys want to say before we get into the meat and potatoes of this episode?
The start of our retrospective series. I like that we're starting early. Go ahead.
Yes. One last thing.
Yeah.
Big special shout out to Godzilla -1.
Yeah.
Did you guys see the video of them reacting?
Oh, it's amazing.
Oh, it's so fucking good. I want them to win just for that because you can tell how much it fucking means to them.
Yeah.
And that movie was so good and I'm so happy.
on the ballot card. I don't care. I know my gut is probably going to say like, no, you're stupid. Don't mark down Godzilla -1. You're going to lose that category. But I don't care. I can't
fucking doing it. I'm fucking doing it.
I don't give a shit.
See all the Godzilla toys on the table?
No, I didn't actually. I watched
there's a bunch of toys on Godzilla like looking up at the screen.
That's amazing.
Awesome.
Nice.
That's awesome. Yeah, I saw that video. That was a great video. Actually, I saw that video. There was one from Anatomy of a Fall that was great, and Robot Dreams.
Cool.
Nice.
Like just like their reaction videos. I guess they film them just in case they get in.
Yeah.
And if they don't get in, they don't put up this sad reaction. They just delete it.
Yeah.
But yeah, the genuine the excitement is amazing
So
in that
good.
video.
So good. Yeah.
Cool.
All right,
Cool.
let's get this fucker started.
We're starting our retrospectives off early in the year, which I like because maybe we'll get back through. We didn't get through that many decades in 2023. I think we got down to what, 83 and
Yeah, we only did 93 and 83.
Yeah.
And the previous year we got up to 62.
yeah. So maybe we'll see. We'll see how far back we go. Maybe we can get into the 50s this year. That would be wild.
We will see.
It
It just depends how the release schedule goes.
How many bonus episodes we do.
How many bonus episodes we go, because the reason we're doing this is because there's nothing out.
Yeah. But we'll see. Maybe it'll be a banger year. Maybe it'll be a retrospective year. We'll see what we get up to.
No,
we shall see.
But to kick this off, as we always do, we always start off in the 90s. So this year retrospective is 1994. Full 30 years ago.
Fuck off.
I don't remember a lot about 1994. I do remember. Oh yeah, I guess my first memory does exist from 1994 because that's when I went to Cuba and the crab chased me back to the room.
That's amazing.
That's funny.
So
I love that.
We're into my memory stage now.
I love that.
Lion King was 94, right?
Yes.
Yep.
I have memories of going to the Lion King.
That's
So,
amazing.
I know we talk about 1999 being like the pinnacle of like the last like 30, 40 years, being like the year.
Sure.
But I think 94 was an amazing year too. Boys, I wrote down a bunch of movies that came out in 1994, and I feel...
I swear to God, are you going to read out 89 movies?
No, it won't take long.
Is insane.
It won't take long, but I feel... I don't know about you, but I feel like this is the year that Tony and I really got into movies.
Yep.
I feel like this is the year. So first off, my absolute number one favorite movie of all time is Pulp Fiction. That came out in 94.
Was 94. That's true. Yep.
And that was nominated for Best Picture along with Forrest Gump, which I have seen way too many times to note.
Same.
So much that I didn't realize people hate Forrest Gump.
Yeah, people have a little bit of a hatred for Forrest Gump. I was like, what are you talking about? We watched the same movie?
When was the last time you watched it though?
It's been a while.
I didn't mind it the last time I watched
It was more recently?
Yeah, I watched it within the last 2 or 3 years.
Yeah,
I didn't
I'm about
mind
the same because it did for Best Picture, of course.
I didn't mind it. Like it might not be like
I don't
the
hate
bee's
it.
knees that I thought back then.
Exactly.
But also we used to watch that a lot. That movie's like 2.5 hours. We used to watch it religiously.
We wore out that VHS tape for sure.
Also that year, Best Picture, 4 Weddings and a Funeral.
Nuts.
Quiz Show, which I wish I picked for this episode because I've always wanted to see Quiz Show.
I have no idea what that is.
And The Shawshank Redemption.
Oh yeah.
God. Yeah.
Like talk about a fucking banner year for fucking Best Picture nominees.
Crazy.
Yeah, seriously.
And they fucking picked Forrest Gump.
You know what? It's fine that I don't hate that they picked Forrest Gump, but holy shit. Like that list.
Yeah.
But this is what else came out in 94, Tony. Okay. The Lion King, which you mentioned already.
Yeah.
Speed.
Nice.
True Lies.
Yeah.
Leon, the Professional.
Yeah.
Oh my God.
The Santa Claus.
Yeah.
The Flintstones.
Yeah.
The triple header of Ace Ventura, Pet Detective, Dumb and Dumber, and The Mask. Sorry, The Mask was between Dumb and Dumber and Ace Ventura. So it should have been Ace Ventura, The Mask, and Dumb and Dumber.
All the same year.
All the same year.
Jim Carrey was pumping them out.
He was fucking on
Think
fire.
of how fucking crazy that would have been. Those 3, and then he went right into Batman Forever, and then he got 20 million for The Cable Guy. Holy shit for those 3 years for him.
Jesus.
Do you think in his contract he just had a cocaine rider? Because
I don't think it was a cocaine rider, buddy. I think he just he had the rider that said, I'm not going to take my
speed.
I'm not going to take my meds for
these
few weeks.
Yeah.
I'm going to put my meds down for a few weeks.
Oh God.
What did I get up to? Your favorite, Clear and Present Danger.
Sure.
Interview with a Vampire, which I've never seen, but always wanted to. Disclosure, Michael Douglas. Legends of the Fall.
Yeah.
The Specialist.
Yeah.
The Crow.
Jesus.
Natural Born Killers.
Oh my Christ.
wow.
Ed Wood.
Yeah.
Angels in the Outfield.
Yeah.
Best friend of the podcast, Matt Layton's favorite 1994 movie, apparently.
Interesting. I love
The
it.
Little Rascals.
Yes.
Oh, fuck yeah.
Do you remember?
Yeah, man.
We wore out that
We wore out that
VHS
VHS.
so many times.
Yeah.
Did you know fucking Donald Trump's in that? He has like a big cameo at the
he
end.
does, yeah.
Fuck.
Ruined that movie.
D2, The Mighty Ducks.
Banger.
Time Cop.
Banger.
The remake of The Jungle Book with Jason Scott Lee.
Banger.
Junior.
Banger.
Street Fighter.
Banger.
Beverly Hills Cop 3.
Oh well, no, let's put that one back in the
Yeah.
vault.
I'm only mentioning that one just as kind of foreshadowing for later this year.
Yeah.
Yeah.
When
yeah.
Axel Foley comes out. Stupid title, but like,
Sure.
I'm like, did you guys see that trailer? The trailer was
All
fucking
for it.
amazing.
Yeah,
All
yeah.
for it.
What else we got? Wyatt Earp, which we talked about. Red
Yeah.
Rock West, what I've talked about multiple times.
Nice.
Little Giants, which we watched a
Oh.
lot.
Banger.
Wes Craven's New Nightmare.
Banger.
Monkey Trouble, which we watched a lot.
Banger.
The Page Master with our boy Macaulay
Even
Culkin.
more of a banger.
Three Ninjas Kick Back.
Oh
Serial Mom.
Jesus.
The Next Karate Kid.
All right, no.
Tiff's
No.
getting into the dregs now.
Nobody's Fool. Bullets
Yeah.
Over Broadway.
Nice.
Airheads.
Yes.
Heavenly Creatures.
Yeah.
Double Dragon.
Oh, Double Dragon. Come on.
Chronos. The
Nice.
Hudsucker Proxy.
Oh, fuck
Reality
yeah.
Bites.
Oh,
Mary Shelley's Frankenstein.
nice.
House Party 3.
Three, James. Did you hear
There's
that?
3 of them.
There's 3 of them.
And because we're in Sundance right now, and it literally just happened, the 30th anniversary of Clerk.
Oh, yeah. That's
Incredible.
What a year.
That's
Wow.
94.
What a year.
Wow.
And we chose none of these movies to talk about today.
Nope, we didn't.
Dave just read through a list, and Tony was creaming his jeans over there.
I almost picked Time Cop. I'm not gonna lie.
Oh,
I
Oh,
almost
man,
did.
I would have
fun.
watched Time Cop. That movie's great.
out of that entire list of bangers.
Mia Sarah, man. John Claude, damn.
Yeah.
Van Damme.
Van Damme. If we do 95, we got to Sudden Death. Sudden Death
Absolutely.
is a fucking banger.
Absolutely.
Die Hard in the Hockey Arena? Fuck yeah.
Hell yeah.
Fuck yeah.
So, yes, out of the entire list of 78 movies that Dave just read out, and it's not that many, it's probably like 45, 50.
It's a lot of fucking movies, though. And there's a lot of movies that we definitely watched more than once.
Yes, absolutely.
Yeah.
Absolutely.
More than 10 times,
Like,
probably.
Some of those more than 10, yes.
And yeah, holy shit, triple feature of fucking Ace Ventura, The Mask, and Dumb and
Seriously.
Dumber in
Man,
the
that's
same
insane.
year.
Wow.
What
Nice.
Wow.
Wow, wow, wee, wow.
Whoa, we will.
But
So,
since we were talking about Sundance
yeah,
and we talked about Clerks,
yeah.
it feels relevant that I should go first because
Sure.
my pick was a movie that came out at Sundance that year and is considered one of the best documentaries of all time, even though it wasn't nominated for the Academy Award for documentary, but was nominated for Best Editing, which wild. It's a
Insanely wild.
it is a nearly 3-hour documentary called Hoop Dreams,
Fuck yeah.
which has an amazing fucking title track.
Oh,
let
yeah.
me tell you.
Yeah. The moment that this documentary opened up with his own fucking theme song, I went, what?
How many
is
documentaries
this?
do you see with theme songs like that? That's awesome.
Yeah.
So the reason I've always wanted to see Hoop
I really wanted to know what the Bowling for Columbine theme song would be, though.
I don't know. From my cold dead hands.
Rough.
The opening of that movie was awesome too.
Remember that time we met him at TIFF?
We did, yeah. Michael Moore. He had to hold your he got you to hold his candy bar. So you
I
could
held his
take it out.
candy. I held his candy while he got out of his seat. Fucking guy.
My dad got a photo with him that year. He's like, Mr. Moore, can I get a photo? I'm like, Dad, do you know who that is? Come on now. Come on now.
Amazing.
He was so excited.
Amazing.
The picture's garbage, but
Yeah, it's amazing.
It's still fun.
yeah, very fun.
Sorry,
Still
we
fun.
digress.
We did
We
digress
digress.
a little bit. I'll ask afterwards. I know we digress. I'll ask afterwards about your favorite documentaries because I think that's important.
Sure.
But so Hoop Dreams follows 2 kids in Chicago. They're 2 African-American kids and they're not from well-off families and they both really want to make it in the NBA. That is their goal.
Yeah.
They want to hit the NBA.
Yep.
And they're both very gifted basketball players. So it kind of follows them basically as they're going into high school. Because they're going to they go in like just before high school into high school.
Well, yeah. So
it follows them into high school and then after high school, right?
So for it's William Gates, I think, right?
Yes, I believe that's his name.
So he is entering high school at the start of this movie, at the start of the documentary, and you follow him into university.
Okay, yeah.
For the other kid, he is in
Ames. Is that his name? I'll look it up. You guys keep talking.
For the other kid, he is in middle school.
Okay.
So you follow him starting middle school and then getting into high school, and then through
William
high school.
Gates and Arthur Agee. Aggie. But they both end up at the same high school for like a small chunk, right?
Yeah, because that high,
because it's like a gifted, it's like a private, private high school.
Maybe it is like 8 into 9, and then because Gates is in like 11.
Yeah,
he was already there.
Okay, like either way, they both go to this high school at
That's
first.
how it starts. Yes,
and then they're just kind of going through the ranks. But then Aggie, is that Aggie?
Yeah,
he gets kicked out.
Correct.
And then kind of like it follows him like as he digresses away type thing. But it's about kind of like their struggles and being an African-American family, both of them, and kind of what they're going through living in Chicago and trying to achieve the American dream, but they keep getting kicked back because they're not rich upper class white kids.
Correct.
Yeah.
Right. And they have to rely on basically the kindness of strangers to kind of help them out, to kind of help them progress. And they keep talking there's a couple of bits in it where like, I guess when they're with Aggie at the public school, where they're talking about like, these kids are just happy to graduate.
Yeah.
Because most of them just end up on the street, which is fucking crazy.
It's nuts.
And then Spike Lee comes in for like a fucking devastating moment where he's just like, you're just here to make them look good, make the money, which is fucking devastating.
That was a ridiculous scene.
All of that to say, I think it's an amazing documentary, and it reminded me a lot of Boyhood just because you watch them grow up.
Pretty much, right?
Pretty much.
Which is crazy.
Yeah.
And you kind of see like rise and fall. Yeah. Rise and fall, and just like they're ahead, then they're behind, then they're ahead, then they're behind. And I thought it was just tracking them, and like it didn't feel like 3 hours to me. Like it definitely moved.
It definitely moved. I would say that.
Yeah. It definitely moved. And it reminded me of that. And for some reason, I kept coming back to OJ Made in America. Okay. That was what it kind of reminded me of too, which is what, a 5-6 hour documentary.
Yep.
But like that is about similar thing of an African-American kind of rising up the ranks. And then I don't think these kids do what OJ did, but like kind of just like his struggles getting to where he did, and kind of, I don't know, just that.
Mm-hmm.
It's kind of an unflinching look at the life of a young black kid and
in Chicago,
in
like just, inner city Chicago.
Yeah, but like you can piece it together you can generalize slightly more than that. Like, yes, it's specific to Chicago in a lot of ways, but also just in like the experience that they are living through is not uncommon.
Not at all, even today.
Which is a fucking atrocious thing to say, considering their circumstances aren't great.
And it's been 30 years.
And it's still not great.
Yeah, like I know we're talking from a place of somewhat privilege at least, but yeah, it's still not great. Like things haven't changed. It's still a fucking really relevant movie.
Yeah. Yeah.
Although the fucking the narration, like
narration got to me a little bit.
He's clutch when he has to throw free throws. Okay, man, don't talk like that.
There was a lot sort of about its production, and it very much felt like this set out from the start to be a TV mini series. I guess
that's what it felt like. It felt like very like TV newscast, like that.
It didn't even set out
video,
to be
that video cam-esque style.
It wasn't even supposed to be a miniseries. This would be like a one-off 30 minute thing that got bigger because they just kept following. They kept following them.
Yeah. And like you can tell that it was meant for TV, and the way that it was shot, it was definitely shot to tape, and not to film, and like that quality and degradation is still there, even though Criterion's done their best to. It's Criterion, right?
It's a Criterion, yeah.
They've done their best to like preserve and restore. And there was a blurb I think right at the beginning that talked sort of about the restoration of this movie, but
and how the Academy helped,
and how the Academy helped.
You stepped in. I'm glad you guys stepped in after the fact.
I do know they're all about after the fact. Like, I think they're fucking like leaning into the what is her name? I'm blanking right now.
America Ferrera?
No.
Jodie Foster?
No, the historical accepted the award for Marlon Brando.
Oh,
Equal?
Sachin Littlefeather.
Yeah, they're like leaning into that at the Academy Museum now and like talking about it.
wonder
And I was
why.
like, hey, they're good after the fact. They're always great after.
Fuckers.
Never in the moment.
Meanwhile, super racist John Wayne wanted to fucking murder her on live television.
Yeah. Now we can talk about it. Okay, Academy.
But wait, did you guys like? I really enjoyed it, and like the 3 hour when you guys were like, "You really want to watch a 3 hour movie about inner city kids playing basketball, Dave?" And I was like, but it really like it didn't feel 3 hours. It felt like it was a long movie, but like I was invested.
I mean, yeah, I was literally at the screen going, "What the fuck?" for a few things that happened, and like, oh man, like. You feel it.
You feel it.
Is it a spoiler for a 30-year-old movie? I think we can say it's
you
not.
can talk about
but
it.
like, you know, when Aggie's dad leaves and then like he sees him like, I don't know, I think it was like 2 or 3 years later, he hadn't seen him in a few years, and then he shows up the basketball court and then immediately after shooting a couple hoops goes and just like buys drugs. I was just like,
I think he was only a few months. The other guy's
or was a few months. Yeah, that's right. The other guy's that was
showed
years.
Showed up when he thought he could get a payday out of it.
Yeah.
But yeah, all that to say, you immediately watch him buying drugs.
Oh man, and just like his relationship with his dad just fucking deteriorated over that entire movie. Like it started off so strong, but like I appreciate the documentary for just being like so unflinching. Yeah. And just like, don't give a fuck. We're not rose-colored glassing this. This is like legitimately, this is this kid's life. This is what he's going through. And also when fucking Gates is just like, yeah, I've been keeping a secret from everyone. Surprise child.
Yeah,
that what the fuck?
Yeah, when that happened, I was like, oh man, no.
What are you doing?
No, man, come on.
Oh.
Also, when they show him getting surgery on his knee, I was like, I don't need to see this much fluid coming out of this
unflinching look.
Oh man, it's documentary, man. They're just telling a story.
Piece of cartilage.
Yeah. Do you want to see what the inside of someone's knee looks like? Here's the cartilage shot. It's like, oh god.
Yeah, but it doesn't feel raw, and it doesn't feel
no, it still feels very polished.
It feels polished, and it doesn't like it's just this is just it.
Yeah, they're just telling the story. They're not trying to hide anything.
They're not stopping for like the mic drop type thing. They're just like, this is it.
This is it. Even as you mentioned, the Spike Lee coming in and saying a few words was just in the like it wasn't like framed and set up like a big. It was just there. It just happened.
Which
you're just like, this is devastating.
You're
like
wait, that's Spike Lee.
Yeah.
I think if this movie was made today, there would definitely be mic drop moments.
Yeah.
Oh, for sure.
First of all, this would definitely have been a mini series.
Yeah, this would have definitely
each thing would have been the year, the life.
Yeah, for sure. But if they were to make the same movie, like another 3 hour movie,
that would have been.
They would have definitely framed up Spike Lee. They would have done that
right after
much differently. They would have definitely like waited, like really built into him being like, hey, I have a daughter, and they would have like sensationalized him buying drugs type thing versus just like
you would have had the score come over it.
Oh yeah, he's totally just he played with his son and now he's going to go buy some crack,
buying some crack.
And just like the way they're talking and just the matter of factness, and they're like, even this is what's happening today, guys.
Even like shortly after that, when you know his dad finally comes back in the picture, he's now clean and sober, went to jail, found Jesus, as you do.
There's only one other way thing to do in jail.
Yeah. Beautiful voice.
Yes. Well, anyway,
the voice of an angel.
That's where I'm getting towards, right? So then you're seeing them at that Sunday service, and he's up there singing a great song, and then you just like you cut to Steve, and he's Steve.
Nope. No,
it's not. No, Arthur. I'm sorry, Arthur. Arthur Eggy. Cut to Arthur, and he's just kind of like I don't give a fuck about this man's bullshit right now, and like just leaves the church, and they just follow him outside. Like it's not like running after him. It's just like cut to him just kind of standing outside, catching his breath, and like there's nothing kind of more to say. Like it's very just like this is it. We're just holding up a camera to this kid's life, and whatever happens, but we're not gonna like.
I love that it's
it.
not sensationalized.
Yeah.
It's just very matter of fact.
Yeah, exactly.
Except for those fucking basketball games.
Yeah.
Those
Holy
were
shit.
riveting. Also, what the fuck, the States? It's like a high school inner city Chicago basketball game, and there's like a band going off, and like the seats are filled to the rafters. I was like, I'm pretty sure a volleyball game in my high school got 10 people to come out, and it was like the parents.
I've played in the States. They're fucking wild. Man.
Like those they did very you're talking about shooting the tape and stuff. They filmed those basketball scenes are awesome.
Sometimes a little bit ESPN sports highlighty.
I don't even
that's fine.
it looks those are high school kids in the 90s.
Yeah.
Awesome.
Yeah.
Or sorry, not even late 80s, early 90s.
Yeah, like when they get to go to the inner city stadium, or not the inner city, just the stadium that they get to go play at, and they're facing that team, and they figure out the team's play style and just immediately spin that and use that against them. And it's like he's up against these like 7-foot giant white monsters of children that like, I'm like, these kids are like, they're like 16 years old. This guy's 7 feet tall and he's like 15 or 16 years old. This guy is not right.
Yeah.
He's gigantic.
Yeah.
And like the fact that they fucking win that game was just like, I was like, fuck yeah. Like,
right?
Yeah.
Like the highs are high and the lows are low. Like, holy Jesus. And fuck that one coach at the preppy high school who's he has like the little pipe thing.
Oh, fuck you,
that guy.
You know, like Pinkator?
No, fuck him.
Gene Pinkator?
He's such an asshole.
Is he the one that left him off?
Spirit animal.
Because like at one point, one of the players, I can't remember if it was Arthur or the other one, they stop playing and then he gets kicked off the team, right?
I guess so, yeah, because he has all the knee injuries.
Yeah.
That's William.
Yeah, William
has the knee injuries.
That's what I wanted to bring up. I actually got a lot of PTSD from it. Like from all the high school shit and the high school politics and stuff. It just reminded me of all the time that I played in high school.
Yeah.
It was no easy time playing in high school, and rep was even worse.
Sure.
You weren't at that level though. Were you? What? The level that they're playing at.
I played triple A in rep, and I played.
Would that be varsity? Would that be the
in high school? I did play varsity. I played junior varsity. That would be the equivalent to Canadian versus the States. We didn't in Canada.
I just blank out on that moment. On that time, I had a girlfriend, so I just blank on all of that.
Yeah. But in the States, it's varsity. It's like your junior varsity, your senior varsity kind of thing. In Canada, it's in high school. I don't know if they've changed it, but it was in grade 9. It was midget, and then grade 10. It was junior.
Is it still midget? That seems offensive.
Right. But like it was only grade 9s. You were only allowed in grade 9. Junior, if you were good enough in grade 9, you could play junior. It was 9 and 10. But like they would rarely ever pick any grade 9s to play because everyone was playing in midget. And then senior would be grade 11 and grade 12. And I got cut both years of senior, but I was on the team in midget and junior, but I played rep all through my teens.
You would have won me the championship. I would have, bitch. If you fucking.
But yeah, I won the championship the next year.
You didn't break your finger, you little bitch.
And also, small difference that we don't have high school tuitions to pay. They get people kicked out of fucking high school because they didn't pay their bills.
Right.
Well, there's a couple of preppy high schools here.
Yeah, okay, there are some, but it's rare.
It's not the same as it is there.
Yeah.
But it's intense. Like what do you guys feel on the basketball during some of those basketball scenes?
Yeah.
Like I fucking lived that. That was it brought up watching the movie brought up a lot of memories, some good and obviously some bad too.
Yeah.
Did Patrick watch Hoop Dreams? He must have seen this movie.
He's definitely heard of it. I know that. I'm not sure if you've seen it.
Yeah, but I know you guys didn't talk about this last year.
No, we should, and we definitely should have.
Yeah.
But yeah, no,
that was also part of the reason why I picked this, because you guys didn't talk about it last time.
Yeah, no.
But I would love for him to just get behind it and see what he thinks of it, because like he got much further in basketball than I did, right? Sure. So he must have saw a hell of a lot more shit too.
Yeah.
And yeah, he definitely went through some shit.
Yeah. Yeah. All right. Well, friend of the podcast, Patrick, please watch Hoop Dreams and report back to us.
Yes. Absolutely.
We want to know your thoughts.
But I think it's a high recommend. I loved it. I don't know if I'm going to go out and buy the Criterion, but I did really enjoy it.
He draws the line at Hoop Dreams, but he got Sallow, obviously.
Okay, come on now. It's Sallow. Okay, so maybe I'll wait for the 4K.
Yeah. Okay, the 4K restoration of Hoop Dreams.
Yeah, I'll wait for the 4K restoration.
That magnetic tape quality is going to look even even better. You can really see them shifting in the 30 hertz refresh rate.
I was half expecting the fucking tracking bar to come up during the movie.
Yeah.
Oh, and the Last Dance. That was the other one I was thinking of too.
Yeah, that reminded me of The Last Dance a lot too.
Dance.
Yeah.
I saw Dennis Rodman at a cheesecake factory in LA.
Yeah, she did.
Fun.
Yeah, she did.
And like somebody literally like cussed him out and like wanted him to leave.
That makes sense. He was an odd gentleman. He's a very, very odd gentleman.
Hell of a rebounder though.
Yeah. He was great at what he did, but he's an odd guy.
And what's his nuts isn't playing him in the movie anymore.
Jonathan Majors.
Jonathan Majors.
Yeah.
It's probably for the best.
For the best. Well, maybe
they're an odd guy.
Maybe they just don't need to make that movie.
They 100% need to make that movie.
Come on.
I need to know what happened in Vegas.
What happens in Vegas stays in Vegas, Tony.
Except herpes.
Except
that
herpes.
comes back
That
with
shit
you.
comes back. with you.
That shit comes back.
So I definitely recommend this.
Yeah.
And I thought it was great.
Yeah, I would say I would recommend it too. I definitely don't have a desire to ever see it again, but only because like, what are you gonna do? You're working on Sunday and you're going through the thing. I'm gonna watch a 3-hour basketball.
Stop on Hoop Dreams.
Yeah, if it's on Criterion Channel, fuck it.
Yeah, maybe.
On Hoop Dreams.
But yeah, definitely high recommend if you haven't seen it. Like now is the time.
How many you feel the same way?
Yeah, I would say yes. Yeah, it exceeded my expectations in a lot of ways of a 3-hour inner city kid basketball movie documentary. Right. I was like, I kind of got it. And then as it was going, it exceeded my expectations. Yeah. Right. So
I shouldn't say that. It was interesting to see how documentaries were made back then.
For sure. That too.
Right. Yep. Because like 94, like documentaries weren't as apparent as they are now.
Yeah.
Right. Whereas like,
they're a lot more cinematic now.
They're a lot more cinematic now. And they've definitely done a change. And
Netflix for that.
Yeah. Fucking Netflix. But it's interesting to see because that's one of the early documentaries. Yep. Right. So it's interesting.
Well, they've had documentaries for decades.
I understand that, but name a documentary pre-90s.
Roger and Me.
Okay. That's not directed by Michael Moore and is not Nanook of the North.
Oh, but Nanook the North.
Why you gotta put all these fucking provisions, Tone? Why you gotta do that to me? You know. Why you gotta do that?
You can't deny the majesty of Nanook the North.
That was a Criterion. I should have gotten that.
You should have. 4K.
Enough.
But how many documentaries would you rewatch?
Not many.
Not many.
Right? Like, once you see it, like, I want to watch Fahrenheit 9/11 again because I remember that was a big fucking deal.
Yeah.
And I saw that theatrically.
I did rewatch that.
Theatrically packed house. Like,
oh, yeah.
How and that was just that wasn't like a fucking festival screening. That was
an Ancaster.
Random Ancaster kids all went to go see this fucking documentary, which is crazy.
Of course.
And it made over $100 million. Crazy.
Yeah. But there's a lot of them.
That's one I would want to rewatch, I think.
Yeah. There's a lot of them that kind of deal with, at least the more memorable ones, the ones that are sticking out the most in my head are the ones that kind of dealt with, they always tend to be the ones that deal with more heavy subject matter, which leads to less rewatchability because it's like, fuck, I don't want to fucking watch Blackfish. Like,
yeah, I don't want to watch that.
I don't want to slit my wrists in a bathtub. Like,
or
Jesus,
Dear Zachary, or what was another one?
Even the one,
All the Beauty and the Bloodshed.
Yeah,
I'd rewatch that.
You'd watch that one? You buying that Criterion?
I might. I just might. I really like that one.
What's the one you have? You have it. Dick Johnson.
Yeah.
That one.
Yeah, I'd rewatch that one. That one's really good.
What about the one, My Octopus Teacher, where he skips therapy and definitely fucks that octopus?
No, fuck that movie.
Apparently they made another
octopus friend.
Yeah, apparently
My Octopus Teacher. That's what it was.
My Octopus Teacher.
They made another movie recently too. Same guys. Yeah.
Oh my Christ.
What was the one that won last year?
It wasn't Beauty and the Bloodshed. It was something else. We've definitely seen it. And it wasn't Flea. That was the year before. Well, Flea,
and Flea is the one that I was thinking about.
Waltz with Bashir.
Yeah, I might watch Waltz with Bashir again.
Only and you know what? Part of the reason is that it's animated and just like the overall style.
Yeah,
I really like that.
Flea was also
Flea is
one that I could watch again because the story is not as much of a bummer.
It's wild.
It's wild too, and it's beautifully done and all of that.
I watched one last year for Tribeca. Transition.
Yeah, you've been
Yeah.
on and on about transitions.
Buddy,
since-
you got that movie.
if it
was
comes out, I will
wild.
go. I
Yeah.
will watch it.
Yeah, but
Navalny won last
Navalny.
time.
I still need to see Navalny.
You definitely need to watch
You didn't watch
Navalny.
I didn't. I
Navalny.
missed it. I missed
Fire
it.
of Love was last year too.
Oh yes,
That was a good
Yeah.
one.
yeah, and like we've been going to we've done 2 years in a row of doing hot dogs now.
Yeah, hopefully
Soon to be
three.
because hot dogs loves us for inexplicable reasons, but I appreciate them all the same.
I appreciate them too.
Yeah, like even out of those, like I tend like I think the ones that are more of like a bummer tend to leave a more of an impact on your brain. Like you can grab onto it more, but like one that I keep thinking about at least from this year was Smoke Sauna Sisters. Like
Yeah.
that still
Yeah.
sits in my head. I'm kind of bummed
Which
that it
missed the
hasn't- Yeah,
Oscar.
which missed the Oscars, which bums me out a bit. But like that one has lived in my head sort of rent free since I saw it, and that's not
Yeah,
that much of a bummer. Yeah, it's heavy,
Gorgeous movie.
but
Gorgeous. Gorgeous.
yeah.
I don't know. Anyway,
All I'm to say, Hoop Dreams.
Hoop Dreams.
Fuck yeah, Hoop Dreams.
Hoop Dreams. But yeah, maybe we shift to a movie that showed up at festivals in 94, but actually came out in 95, but we're still going to count it anyway, James.
Hey, if it was released for a festival, it was released. You fucking tell that to Zone of Interest.
Yeah, I know.
No one's
I
fucking
know.
seen that movie.
I know.
Except for Tony.
Just these bougie bitches.
And Dave. Yes, well, again, it came out at a festival, Dave. So is it a
I
2023 movie or a 2024 movie?
I know. So you continue.
Want to talk about In the Mouth of Madness?
Yes.
Fuck yeah.
Johnny Carpenter.
I think I unashamedly love John Carpenter in so many different ways. Like, even some of his bad movies, I don't know, there's still
Vampires
something
and
to
Ghosts of Mars.
You shut up about Ghosts of Mars. Ice
See?
Cube is a goddamn legend in that movie.
Escape from LA.
Jason Statham's in that movie too.
Who the fuck cares?
I
Tommy?
care, obviously.
Yeah.
I'm
Who's
going
the-
home and watching Ghosts of Mars.
Who's the lead?
Natasha Henstridge.
Yes.
Yeah.
Yes. That's who the lead
So,
is.
look, all right, maybe they're not all winners, but
Are you kidding?
he's got
Are
a
you
great
kidding me?
repertoire.
Ice Cube literally throws Natasha Henstridge a goddamn machine gun, and he's like, "Time to stay alive." Okay, Ice Cube, let's fucking go
Yeah.
murk some bitches.
Yeah.
You're marking the Ghosts of Mars.
I'm going home and watching it. I don't know about you. I just remembered how badass that movie is.
All this to say, John Carpenter's In the Mouth of Madness.
Yes. Tell us about it.
Starts off with immediately gives me like one of the best performances I've ever seen Sam Neill give.
Oh yeah.
Like, holy shit, can that man do manic? Like,
yeah.
it was fucking insane. Like,
Yeah.
certifiable considering. And like, he just fucking,
He goes for it.
just commits to this fucking part. And for the entirety of this movie, just is giving it his all the entire time.
Well, he goes back to he's not as manic when they
first started
when
off.
they Tarantino it type
Yes,
thing.
yeah, when they rush him on it back to the beginning.
Yeah.
And yeah, okay, fine. He gets to tone it down, but you get to see him slowly lose his mind more and more as this movie gets on.
As he goes into the mouth of madness.
As he goes into the mouth of madness, as it were. This movie is fucking wild.
Just gnarly as fuck.
It
Yeah.
is. It is pretty fucking gnarly.
It goes places.
Yeah. It takes you there.
Like-
that entire thing with like the creepy ass kid riding the bicycle down the road, and then it's an old man, and it's an old man for the rest of the movie.
Right?
And then it isn't. And then it's Hayden Christensen.
And then it's Hayden Christensen. A very, very small baby Hayden Christensen.
It was very body horror. I didn't expect I
Yeah.
did not expect the body horror.
Yeah.
Like it was calling some Cronenberg.
Did you guys know
Yeah.
that fucking that creepy little town? That's like Markham.
Yeah,
They filmed it in Ontario.
Yeah, it was all
so
Ontario,
that makes
yeah.
it
like
that
that
makes
black church is like the Russian Orthodox church
Yeah.
or something
Yeah.
in Markham.
Yeah, that tracks. That
Yeah.
tracks.
Yeah, it's you can go to that church if you want to.
I'm good.
Yeah, maybe we don't need
but
to.
you could.
Maybe
I'm
we don't
good.
need to.
Just because you
But-
can doesn't mean you should.
But also speaking of that church where they're doing the kid and the doors keep opening and closing, and then all of a sudden it's the fucking writer, it's Sutter Kane just standing there. I was like, what the fuck?
Yeah.
Like with the Rottweilers.
Yeah. He had the dogs to
Unleash
sickle
the
them.
dogs. Oh, release the hounds.
Release the hounds. Release
yeah.
the hounds.
And that was
Jurgen.
Jurgen, yeah.
Great actor.
Great
Yeah.
actor.
Great. Great actor.
And also fucking David Warner was in this.
Oh,
I fucking love David Warner.
And because I already mentioned Charlton Heston.
Charlton Heston.
Yeah.
Yeah. This movie fucking
it went for it.
Yeah. And the fact that like once you sort of figure out what's going on, and I mean, again, spoilery, it's also very like Alan Wakey in the way of just like, hey, what is being written is what is happening. And like, I'm sure there was an influence on Alan Wake later on.
Yeah.
But
for sure.
It was a very interesting sort of take on it, and like the terror that's happening in this small town that does it exist? Does it not exist? Is it in a pocket dimension that Sutter Kane created? How much control do you have over yourself? Like, who's the author of your story, sort of thing? Like, that scene towards like in the middle of the town where he pops into, I think it's like a bar or something, and the dad of the kid is there, and
oh yeah,
fucking just sits down. And he's like, I can't. Oh, it's how I'm like fucking just.
That's how I'm written.
That's how I'm written. And just fucking just blows his brains out. And I was just, what the? Like it just goes.
Yeah, man.
That one part's a little silly though, where he keeps driving off and they keep showing back.
Yeah, that was stupid.
I'm like, this is a bit much, guys.
Yeah.
And I know it wasn't goopy, but you're all big on fucking H.P. Lovecraft. So,
oh yeah,
how'd you feel about that?
Oh man, like once you figure out what's happening, and like when he gets Styles.
Okay, yeah.
When she's eating him, and then it like does that like reveal of like the monster behind Sutter Kane. Like I'm like, oh, this movie's not fucking playing around anymore, right? And then it just goes full Lovecraftian from there.
Yeah. Also, Styles getting out of the car backwards and upside down and chasing. I was like, what the fuck?
That was fucked up.
There's definitely some fucked up imagery in this, and I'm glad I finally figured out what that meme of him eating popcorn in the theater.
Oh yes.
That scene was hilarious. This is amazing.
He's just cackling, laughing his head off at his own life. It's fucking wow.
But yeah, I feel like this is like lesser Carpenter, at least in discussions, because I don't hear this movie come up very often when you're talking John Carpenter. But again, when you're talking John Carpenter, you got Halloween and The Thing. Like everything else is lesser John Carpenter.
Or fucking Christine is lesser John Carpenter.
Ghosts of Mars over here. Get the fuck out of here. But it's a banger.
It's
Jesus.
It's playing for keeps. I really
and it's
enjoyed
short
it.
and sweet.
Yeah,
Good
man.
Lord.
Yeah, you're seeing why I picked this movie in a lot of ways.
I am. And like, I know you guys watched it. You guys watched it online, but I have the Scream Factory DVD or Blu-ray, and I just had it on the main menu, and I think I was talking to you guys online or something. And it's just the fucking opening track, which is shit.
This movie was metal.
Like it's so good. I was like, I don't even want to. I just want to sit here with the fucking main menu.
The credit sequence at the end. That was fucking.
I was just like, fuck yeah, hell, fucking yeah. This movie is metal and just goes for it.
What was the other thing I was gonna? Yeah, because usually the main menu has something going on, but it was just a static image. I was like, I'm just gonna listen to this fucking track forever.
Yeah.
Fuck yeah.
Incredible work.
Yeah, but yeah, it's a solid movie.
Yeah,
there's some messy parts.
Yeah,
and it's cheaply made type thing.
It absolutely is, but you know what? It works.
It works.
But the practical effects, man, like some of the creature effects, especially like towards the end when he's getting chased down the corridor, and
that was very Hellraiser-y. That's
very
what
Hellraiser-y.
I definitely was like, oh, Hellraiser.
Yeah.
But like, I keep harping on it, man. I sound like a broken record, and people probably fucking hate me when I do this. But like, practical effects, man.
Oh, yeah. It's huge.
It's so good. It gives you so much more value. It gives you everything that CGI can't.
Yep.
Because you're creating this. You're not using a computer to create it. You're literally creating the puppets, the imagery. It's right there, all in camera.
Yeah.
And it's incredible.
100%.
Yeah.
A fucking banger of a Sam Neill performance.
Yeah, that's top shelf Sam Neill.
He did this and fucking Event Horizon. Like, I want to see what he's like in Event Horizon.
He's fucking crazy in Event Horizon, Tony. That movie is fucked from Jump Street. It's beyond Jump Street, man. That movie is fucked.
I love it. I like it
it's
a lot.
nutty. It's a mess because it got cut to shit, but it is fucking crazy.
Nice.
And he's nuts in it.
Yeah, well,
Like, you think he's nuts here? Like it's like he walked off the set here. He's like, all right, same character.
Let's
All right,
go.
let's go. Same character,
it.
but in space. All right.
Yeah.
That movie's fucking crazy.
Nice.
Yeah, that wild.
It was a good time. But I'm coming on strong recommend
for sure.
The Madness.
Top tier John Carpenter for sure.
Definitely underrated John Carpenter.
Needs to be seen by more and talked about by more, but like fucking
and we know what that popcorn thing's from now. That's awesome.
Yeah.
I'm glad we know the context of that.
Yeah.
And that just him in that scene. Amazing.
He's just he's just unhinged. Like he was just like, oh, I'm manic borderline personality disorder, schizophrenic. I can do that, and just clocks it all the way up and just
takes off.
Yeah,
it's like a 13, man. Not even 11. It's a 13.
Cranked it up, ripped the knob off. Just like, I don't fucking care. Let's go. And like is just like, I don't know. To me, I guess Sam Neill in my head has always been like Jurassic Park or
Dr. Alan Grant.
Yeah, Dr. Alan Grant or
Peaky Blinders, man.
I haven't watched all of Peaky Blinders, which is
he's in the first, either the first season or the second season.
I haven't watched up to the point where Sam Neill shows up.
Oh my god,
maybe I have. Okay, yes, I think I know what you're talking about.
He's fucking legendary.
He was also in what was it? Taika's movie,
Hunt for the Wilder People.
Hunt for Wilder People.
Yeah, he was good for that. He was good in that one too.
I really liked him in, but again, sort of like a not over the top performance. Very
subtle.
Yeah, and that was so this was kind of like a big switch for me, or like even Hunt for Red October, which around 4 years earlier, he has an image in my head anyway that was not the performance that he gave.
Let's be real,
he's
Alan Grant.
Yes,
right. When we think of Sam Neill, we think of Alan Grant.
Yeah, exactly.
I think about him in The Piano.
No, you don't.
I really want to see Possession. Have you guys seen Possession?
No, I was just
that's a German one, right?
Yeah.
No, I haven't seen that.
I want to see that. Apparently, that movie's fucked.
All right.
I really want to see that.
So apparently he just likes doing fucked
he's in Escape
movies.
Plan. Nice.
Yeah. I also saw he's in The Commuter.
Yeah. I saw that. I saw both of those movies theatrical.
Oh, Dave.
Also, he's in The Legend of the Guardians, The Owls of Ga'Hoole.
Ga'Hoole.
All right.
Which I've heard is actually not that bad a movie.
I heard it's actually pretty good too. It's Snyder, buddy.
Snyder.
I was going to say, is that
Snyder's
fucking Snyder bros don't talk about it, but it's a Snyder movie.
They should. It's apparently not bad.
Yeah. Apparently 300 4K. It's on sale today.
Oh, Mazel tov.
Mazel tov.
That was my first Blu-ray.
Nice.
Shout out to my ex-girlfriend who bought that for me.
Nice.
Why don't we not shut her out?
Not.
Well, it's fine.
Let's not say we didn't.
Well,
So, strong recommend?
Strong recommend.
Strong recommend.
Strong recommend. All right.
Although I will, one last thing about Sam Neill. Yeah. His fucking top film on Letterboxd is Thor Ragnarok, and I think he's in that movie for all of like a minute and a
30
half.
seconds. Yeah.
Yeah, it's a favorite to Taika.
Fuck.
Yeah.
So that's two bangers. Send us home, Tony. Are you going to send us home on a banger?
Yeah, Tony, did you pick a winner?
I wouldn't necessarily call it a winger. It's definitely like solid, but I wouldn't overly say it's a banger. I'm of course talking about the sci-fi classic from one of our favorite filmmakers, Roland Emmerich.
Yeah.
Fuck right off.
let me tell you about how I felt when fucking Roland Emmerich's name came. I try to go into these with knowing as little as possible if you haven't guessed, and like carry on.
I'm of course talking about the 94 sci-fi classic known as Stargate.
Kicked off an entire TV show franchise.
It kicked off a huge multimedia franchise. It was supposed to be a trilogy, even though it ends on the end.
Yep.
Yeah. We'll get to the end.
Tell us about...
We're going to get to a lot of this movie.
Spin us a yarn about Stargate, Tony.
How do I explain this in the least complicated? So basically, a dimension to another world.
Too long already.
All right, too long. All right. Well, a dimension to another world, a portal to another world is found.
Would you call it a Stargate?
I wouldn't necessarily. One might call it a Stargate. Oh my God! When she looks at James Spader and she's like, "It's your Stargate," I was like,
"Dude!" When he translated the hieroglyph to Stargate, I went, "Cool! Can I just turn this movie off now? Roll credits. We hit the end."
So James Spader plays expert in Egyptian history, I would say.
Egyptian
Like
ancient
hieroglyph-
languages,
Ancient languages,
Yeah.
hieroglyphics.
And he thinks he has a crackpot theory that the Egyptians didn't make the pyramids.
make
that
the pyramids,
someone
that-
else
Oh,
did.
that's
Somebody
the other part of the multimedia franchise that kicked off. I got it. Right. The conspiracy theory bit. Aliens.
So obviously they find this Stargate. They need James Spader to go into said Stargate
Right.
and figure out what's going on. But he's not going to be alone
No.
because he's obviously going to need cover.
Yeah.
So who else better to serve that role than a very chiseled, a very broken
Okay, good. I'm glad you put those in. Yeah. Carry on.
Kurt Russell?
Yeah. Yeah.
Like, can we just say, like we were talking about Johnny Carpenter? I don't know. I'm calling John Carpenter earlier.
Yeah.
Kurt Russell's boy. And last time we did a '93 one, it was a Kurt Russell movie then too.
Yeah. Yeah.
Carry on.
Oh, and also Kurt Russell looked exactly like Wyatt right in the beginning of the movie when he has his long hair and he's
Long
sitting there.
blonde hair,
Yeah.
and then
he's
all of a
just
sudden it just like goes to a spiky do. I'm like, what the fuck you doing there, Kurt?
Well,
like,
He needed that crew cut, man. He needed
a big spoiler behind the scenes thing. Did you know they filmed that one first and then he cut his hair off?
makes sense.
Whoa.
Whoa. But yeah,
Whoa.
the moment
Anyway.
he shows up, I'm
Yeah.
like, Wyatt?
Wyatt? Yeah. I was like, what is it? Wait, what?
Did you guys know I interviewed Wyatt Russell?
Did you?
Yeah, you did.
Yeah, for Goon.
He seems
Goon
like a
2.
nice
He's
guy.
a nice guy.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Super nice guy.
The clips that keep showing up of Wyatt and Kurt in an interview, like a father-son interview thing. I think it was
for Godzilla.
Variety,
Those are
or-
glorious.
It's so good. They're so funny together.
I need to watch that show.
I almost wanted James Spader to just look at Kurt Russell and just be like, "Wyatt, I am rolling."
I am rolling.
Because I am rolling watching this fucking movie play out in front of me.
Were your eyes the ones rolling?
I totally get why he named his son Wyatt now.
Yeah. I am rolling.
But like,
Do
let's
you
get
think he calls him? Hey, Dad, how you doing?
Wyatt, I am rolling. Absolutely. In the perfect delivery.
oh my Christ.
Fuck off, Dad.
But let's get down to it.
Yeah.
Brass tacks.
Brass tacks.
So they go through the Stargate. They find another world.
They find another world. All of a sudden, Kurt Russell doesn't like exactly tell them why he's there.
Sure.
And then shit gets a little messy. And then there's like a little love story with James Spader and the people
Sure.
of this dimension.
Yes.
And shit gets wacky.
Yeah.
and the Oscar nominated Jay Davidson shows up.
Yep.
As
Yep.
Raw.
Yeah.
Yep.
You know, he quit acting after that.
Yeah.
Wonder
Well, after you do the crying game and then you go to that, you probably don't want to be there anymore.
Well, according to him and Wikipedia, his reason was he didn't like the fame and the way that it was treating, which maybe people were just not happy with his performance. I don't know, but maybe they just weren't happy with the movie and he didn't like the hate.
I'm pretty
angry
sure
fan
they
mail.
weren't happy about the twist in the crying game.
Well, that too.
they started crying, right?
But anyway.
That's the twist.
No, Tony, that's not quite
Yeah.
the twist.
Anyway, it's Stargate. Don't get me wrong.
Yeah.
The movie isn't as bad as it could have been.
Oh yeah, it's not Moonfall.
It's not Moonfall.
Yeah, it's not
and some of the other movies that we've gotten from our boy Roland Emmerich.
Stop calling him our boy, Tony.
He's your
He
boy.
is most certainly not my boy.
Listen, Godzilla, amazing.
Yeah.
Independence Day, banger.
Okay, we're really
Sure.
That's two. Give me two. Give me just two.
I'll give you one,
Okay, Independence Day. That's
You
the
can
one I'm
have
taking.
Independence Day.
Okay.
and not Resurgence.
And I will say that Moonfall does have a special place in my heart
Yeah.
for being just as fucking ridiculous as it is.
God,
Anyway,
Anyways,
it's not as bad.
it's not as bad. Did you want a little bit more action? Yeah. Did you want some things to make a little more sense? Is the music fucking epic at some points? Yeah.
that score is
That
awesome.
score is, and you know,
that score feels like it's scoring a different movie, but
that-
yeah.
I recognized it. I was trying to figure out why I recognized it. It's the score of the show too.
Yeah.
makes sense.
Yeah.
It reminded me of the Mummy a lot.
Oh yeah.
Oh, yeah.
Like
Yeah,
Brendan
yeah.
Fraser Mummy.
Yeah,
It
yeah.
gave me a
That's 'cause
lot of
the
those.
one guy is in it.
When he fucking started charging, I was like, oh my god, it's the Mummy. Let's do this again. Let's do it. But yeah.
I really like the world building in it. But it takes so long.
It takes so long. But
like,
you can
Rob
see
doesn't show up until almost the third act,
which is weird.
Yeah.
Which is really weird considering how fast that beginning is going. Like it is at breakneck speed to get you through that portal.
Yeah.
And then it just slows down.
It slows down once they start. Once Spader's in the world and he's like interacting with everyone, and you see with all Raws and all that bullshit.
Yeah.
Then it starts to get bogged down a little bit.
Right? They just need to introduce Raw faster.
Yeah.
Like I know they kind of show him at the beginning in the director's cut. They show him at the beginning because that scene's not in the regular cut.
Yeah.
And then they replay it later in the movie.
I'm pretty sure I saw the director's cut.
You probably did. Yeah, because that's the opening of the director's cut.
Yeah.
The opening of the other one of the theatrical is them in 1928 finding the Stargate, and then it cuts before they start finding all the shit around the Stargate.
Yeah.
So that's how the theatrical goes. But yeah, so the opening scene in the director's cut is when Raw takes the body.
Right.
Yeah.
And they replay that later, which I guess is fine for the theatrical, but like you're just replaying a scene, guys.
Yeah.
Like, come on now. Come on. But yeah, they needed to introduce Raw faster.
Yes.
And that's the problem with this movie. They don't introduce him fast enough, and he's not a menacing presence. You're like, this little fucking wiener. All right.
Yeah. Little pretty boy, basically.
Yeah. This little fucking wiener with his harem of fucking little boys, which cool. That's a choice. And fucking, you know how to say his name. I can never.
Yeah, who only goes by in the credits says Jamon.
I wish he kept that because that's fucking awesome, and he looks amazing in this movie.
Yeah,
I was like, oh, there he is! Yay!
It was
also French Stewart, guys.
Also, jacked up French Stewart.
Jacked up army French Stewart. Like, fuck me up. Fuck me up.
He's sitting there with his eyes. Yeah, guys, let's do this. I was like, what the fuck is French? Because I saw him in the credits, and I was like, okay, he's going to be like the nerdy fucking weasel, like Bing Bong is. He's a Marine.
He pushes James Spader down in the sand.
He's a fucking jarhead.
Glorious.
So,
brilliant casting.
It's a choice.
Brilliant casting.
It is a capital C choice.
Like, whoa, okay. Yeah, I don't know. It's when it grinds to when it's getting going. Let me start with this. In the beginning, when it's getting going and it's moving at a pretty breakneck speed, I was pretty into it. I mean, I was like, what the fuck are they going to do? Where is this going to go? I know they got to get through the Stargate at some point. I'm like, wow, this is like
the titular Stargate.
The titular Stargate with those wonderful water effects.
It's your Stargate.
The effects aren't that bad.
The effects are pretty good.
I know that they said during the time that it was shitty effects, but like it's not that bad.
There was a shot of Ra's henchmen's ships flying over the town, and there was definitely strokes in like two of the shots where it was just like on wires being dragged through.
And they're totally the spaceships for fucking Independence Day.
Yeah, they absolutely are.
It's like in the Frighteners when like the ghost is basically the ring wraith and fucking Lord of the Rings.
Yeah, it's something. But yeah, for the most part, I mean, like the sets look pretty good. The miniature sets that they built look pretty cool. They did a lot.
They did a lot, and you can tell how influential this movie was, in that it sparked all the TV shows, games, and all that shit that came after, right?
Yep.
Apparently, they were supposed to do like a requel.
Yeah, fun.
And they were going to bring back Spader and Kurt Russell. Apparently, they were both like, yeah, all right.
Well, yeah, because they changed everything in the show, because the shows aren't even connected to this movie.
No, not at all.
Like different character names.
Stargate.
Yeah. SG-1 and Atlantis.
It's the same idea, though.
It's the same idea.
Same idea. Like the nerdy kid going with.
It's just they changed things so that it couldn't be connected to the movie because of the way that this movie ends.
Yeah.
Yeah. That's another thing I want to talk about. Okay.
Yeah.
The ending.
Yeah.
What
weak?
The fuck? Like
weak sauce.
It's 30 years, so we can spoil, right?
Yeah.
You don't even need weak sauce.
At what point did Spader just like, I'm gonna stay?
Yeah,
and like,
where did that character
and like
development
it was
come
after
from?
he banged the chick,
well, obviously,
yes.
And then Kurt Russell's like all like rah, I'm gonna stay and blow this shit up, and then all of a sudden like he has like a eureka moment with Spader, and he's like, okay guys,
wait a minute,
I'm gonna go.
Yeah.
That fight scene's kind of cool.
That last battle scene when everyone's like charging down the
I'm
hill
not talking
and stuff.
about that. I'm talking like the close quarters between fucking Kurt Russell and fucking the bodyguard guy.
Obviously, it's fucking Kurt Russell, man.
Yeah.
Come on. That's Snake
And it's badass how that ends.
Yeah,
So that scene ends.
It's like, again, it has good moments to it. I felt like it when it slowed down, man, did it drag it so fast.
I feel like
dragged its heels.
I feel like it needed to be tightened up a little bit. Like if you cut out maybe about like 15, 20 minutes of that bullshit.
Yeah, because even the beginning, like you were talking about the world building, like it was doing enough to like breadcrumb you into this world and really like start.
It was interesting
understanding.
enough, right? And it wasn't like they were bad They were bad performances. Like Spader, gorgeous Spader.
Yeah.
He was great. Kurt Russell, always amazing.
Yeah.
Like those two, the two-hander of them two, I'm definitely on board. And you know what? The Marines, French Stewart included.
Sure, whatever.
Like, okay.
What about Bing Bong?
Bing Bong.
Bing bong.
Oh yeah, Bing Bong.
I don't know his fucking real name.
It's just Bing Bong.
He's Bing Bong, and he's on Curb Your Enthusiasm.
Goddamn name. Keep talking. I'm gonna figure out his name.
I genuinely, it could be the same length. All they needed to do was introduce Raw faster.
Yeah,
you needed to make if he could have been the exact same character, like not as menacing as he could be. Same thing. If you introduced him like 15 minutes earlier, probably would have been a much better film.
Richard Kind.
Yes, I love Richard Kind.
I just like calling him Big Bong.
He's so sweet.
When he shows up, I was like, oh my God, he's so cute.
Yeah, he's so little. He's so little. But his voice, you're like, that's Richard Kind.
That's Richard Kind. I think introducing Raw earlier, but I don't know, even still tightening some of it up could have been helpful here and there.
But I can understand how its influence, because it definitely had influence not only on the TV shows, but the influence on the sci-fi genre itself.
They remade it into the fucking Atlantis Disney movie.
Yes,
essentially.
I mean, it's the same fucking movie.
So you can't deny its influence, but you can see it. It's
not a perfect movie.
It's not great.
No, it is not great. But you can see how he like went from that to Independence Day.
Yeah, and it's absolutely it's the pinnacle of a mixed review movie of kind of just like
just a mixed bag.
It's a meh.
Yeah.
If we were best man horsting this would be sitting in a rock solid meh.
Yeah, it is definitely a rock solid meh, especially when we're comparing it to Hoop Dreams and In the Mouth of Madness.
Yeah,
like it's definitely a womp womp.
Yeah, it didn't do too bad box office.
Oh no, it did fine.
It was
did great.
I think it was a $60 million budget, 59 or something like that, and it made like 160 million.
Yeah,
or something.
See?
So
it did well.
Did fine.
Yeah, it did well, and it got them Independence Day. But now I'm thinking about Independence Day, and Independence Day is substantially longer than this movie.
Yeah,
and they take forever to get the aliens into the movie.
Yeah.
But like there's just more tension and there's more oomph. They're doing all this world building, but there's
Big Willie.
And I mean,
it's not even just Big. The Gold Man.
Yeah, I was going to say there's
and Bill Pullman.
Bill Pullman.
They have heavy hitters in Independence Day,
and
whereas
Judd Hirsch,
and Judd Hirsch,
and what's his fucking name that you guys love talking about? That I had his voice. Harvey Firestein
in a beautiful performance.
Oh crap!
Yeah.
Why am I sending my mother to Atlanta?
Yeah. The acting, as much as I love Kurt Russell and as much as I love James Spader, by comparison, this movie suffers in a lot of ways from fine performances, but not blow your balls off stuff. Whereas Independence Day had a lot of blow your balls off performances.
Yeah. But we're also putting it on the pedestal.
We're putting it on the pedestal. It is
a better movie, though.
It is a better movie, but that's what I'm saying. Like they take forever to introduce the aliens there too, they're doing the exact same thing of the world building.
Yeah.
But it's just like
more interesting.
It's more interesting, and there's more tension, and there's more foreboding. Like shit's going down versus this movie where you're like, is he coming? Like, what's he doing? And then he shows up, and you're like, eh.
The build up to you're right. The build up getting to the aliens is so well placed out. Whereas I think this one kind of falters. Where like Independence Day, you're starting with it was the radio guys that pick up the first like signals of it coming in. Like you're just sort of watching it and like someone finding out about it and then figuring out what it is and like pushing it up the chain, and like the stakes are getting higher and higher and higher and higher. Whereas this one, it was kind of like, oh, this is like really, really exciting. oh, okay, now we're relatively safe in a world and this is fine. We'll learn about the world. Everyone seems safe and fine. No one's hurting them. They're walking through. Everything's just hunky-dory. And then eventually we introduce the villain. And it's like, what? Yeah. To your point, why now? Why not any time before this when you could have ratcheted up the stakes? Like the stakes before this where they're stuck, they can't get out of here. So they're working to solve that problem. But there's no real challenge to that problem. It just is a problem.
Yeah.
Like, yeah. They needed to ratchet up
just
who
a
the
fucking
villain was and what
Indiana
the fuck was
Jones,
going
Lara
on.
Croft fucking like, let's go through some tombs, guys.
Yeah.
Yeah.
But, and then when the aliens show up at Independence Day, it literally, when they finally, it's like a fucking bang.
Yeah.
And like, you're like, okay, shit has hit the fan. Like all hell has broken loose.
Yeah.
We've been building to this and it is delivering.
Yeah.
And then it slows down again.
Yeah.
And then like it
As
kind of
you
picks up
mount
type
up
thing.
and mount
like,
up.
I just like, I'm thinking about Independence Day and it has the exact same structure as this movie, but it's just so much better done.
Yeah. It's better. It's better paced out. It's better.
And yeah,
designed.
I just keep coming back. If they introduced Raw and they made him more menacing,
yeah,
it would have been a better film.
Even to your other comparison of The Mummy, and there's a lot of similarities between The Mummy and Stargate in setting alone.
Yeah,
the difference there is like, first of all, like you get to the titular Mummy pretty quickly of him starting to come back to power, but he's like he's a clock. He's getting ever stronger and ever stronger and ever stronger.
The thing with The Mummy is he slowly, like, it's almost like a slasher movie where he's literally just picking one off one by the other so he can grow and grow and grow. And then when he gets to the power, it's like, oh shit.
Yeah.
What the fuck?
But it's a stake that continues to rise.
Exactly.
Whereas like
the stakes in this, they don't do the same.
The first stake was, okay, they need to get back home. That's it. That's it. But there wasn't, as I said, there's not a lot of obstacles in the way of that.
Yeah.
That's true.
Solve. It's only when Raw shows up that finally there's something where you're like, oh, this is higher stakes. I think it was then that I like perked back up. I was struggling to stay awake during this movie because I was just so fucking bored.
I had to watch it in 2 parts because I was like, I've had enough. I can't keep going.
Raw
and by the time I turned off, Ross still hadn't shown up.
Yeah.
Melissa passed right out during it.
Yeah.
I was folding laundry while I was watching it.
I was fucking, maybe I should have folded laundry because it would have kept me awake.
Kept you awake.
Also, since we're talking about The Mummy, the one thing that's in The Mummy that's missing from this movie, Rachel Weisz.
Well, yes, Rachel Weisz needs to be in a lot of things.
But like just her fucking her persona and her oomph makes that movie better.
Absolutely.
Right?
One more thing that Stargate is missing that The Mummy has.
Yeah.
Brendan Fraser.
Oded.
The guy who plays Benny.
Oded Fair.
Yeah. Oded Fair.
Yeah.
He's awesome.
He is fucking next level.
You know who we need more? We need to make a comeback. Oded Fair.
Absolutely.
Yeah.
Oded Fair. Get him on the Oscars.
Absolutely.
Like they're bringing like Pauly Shore's coming back in a big way. Get Oded Fair to come back.
Hell
absolutely.
Yeah. So I don't know. It's a mid. I don't know.
It is the very definition of meh.
Yeah.
Listen,
we've now set a benchmark barometer for your meh title. You want to know where it falls in the scale? We can tell you if it's better or worse than Stargate.
I'm so glad that we watched it. I'm glad that we covered it. It was definitely a movie. It was definitely a blind spot of mine that I wanted to fill.
How did we not see this?
How did we not see
this?
it?
This is a perfect example of a movie we would have saw a jumbo video and definitely would have rented. Why the fuck did we not rent this?
I have no idea.
I rented Milk Money, but I didn't rent Stargate. Come on.
Right.
Do you think maybe it was by the time you would have thought to rent it a jumbo video, the TV show had kind of already started? And
no, I don't. Like we used to go every weekend, and we rented some weird,
that's strange though. This one didn't make it.
This one didn't make it.
I keep confused for the longest time when I was a kid. I always confused Stargate with this movie called The Arrival, and it's a Charlie Sheen movie,
alien
movie. I'm fairly certain we didn't get Stargate, but we got The Arrival.
We did get The Arrival, yeah. And the only thing I remember from that movie is near the end, the alien, or like it's a surprise who the alien is or something, but like their legs turn around and then they kind of like spring up, and I was like, well, that's creepy, and it's stuck in my head ever since. It's just like
wild.
It's wild.
I remember
nothing from this movie except for that
for those legs. Yeah.
Charlie Sheen in black thick rim glasses and a red shirt. That's literally all I remember of that movie.
I just can't. Why would you cast Charlie Sheen as a nerdy,
Right?
nerdy scientist
Right?
type?
It doesn't
When
make
I'm-
any
when I'm-
fucking sense.
When I'm seeing Charlie Sheen, I'm not thinking nerdy scientist.
exactly.
No.
I'm thinking either guy who freebases cocaine and drinks tiger blood for a living,
Yeah.
or a guy who just fucking like does whatever the fuck he wants and fucks who he wants when he wants. That's what
So basically the same person.
So basically the same
basically
person.
the same character.
Tiger blood.
When tiger blood is a thing.
Yeah.
They have a weed strain that's called Tiger
Of course
Blood.
they
Of course
do.
they do.
It's quite magical.
I,
Shout out to Tiger Blood.
yeah. Big ups, Tiger blood.
General admissions, Tiger Blood.
He showed up in that Sebastian Maniscalco
Yeah, Wookie.
Maniscalco.
Maniscalco show, Wookie, which is done by the guy who did 2.5 Men.
Shocker.
Chuck Lorre.
Chuck Lorre,
Chuck
yeah.
Lorre.
So he
Oh,
shows
that's
up,
right.
which I
That's
think
Chuck Lorre being more HBO,
yeah.
less Big Bang.
They're making another fucking spinoff.
Fucking killed me.
young Sheldon still now.
Younger Sheldon.
No,
He's
No,
an
it's his
infant.
it's his brother.
It's young Sheldon's
Oh,
brother,
for
who's
fuck's
Jerry O'Connell
sake.
in fucking The Big Bang.
You know what bothers me about this? Everybody's gonna fucking watch it.
Everybody.
I can't. I can't. I'm so happy.
Maybe they don't. Maybe they won't. Maybe it'll be like Bob Hart's Abishola.
Oh God, yeah. I got to see the set for Bob Hart's Abishola.
It's a fucking weird. I watched the pilot. It's fucking
like,
weird.
So this is at the Warner Brothers tour. My tour guide was very much telling us all about Bob Hart's Abishola, and when she described the show, like gave the brief synopsis of it, I was like, "It's a weird fucking show. This doesn't make a lot of sense."
Do you know what it's about?
It's about a guy who loves his wife, right?
He has a heart attack. He goes into the hospital. He falls in love with his nurse.
His home nurse.
His home nurse, who is what, Nigerian?
Nigerian, yeah.
And the
Yeah. And
like
then
she lives with her family, and they're like, well, "There's a white guy at the
So it's a white guy in a Nigerian family is the
So
entire show.
That's
Fish
the
out of
pitch.
water story.
It's yeah.
That's the pitch.
That's it. There's
And
your elevator
it's the
pitch.
it's the big guy from Mike and Molly.
Yeah.
Yep.
So that's that. So anyway, I saw the set for that show, but also I'm very happy that my girlfriend has no love for Big Bang Theory like I do, because during that part of the WB tour where you could be in Sheldon's apartment, oh big fucking whoop, I just beelined right past those crowds. I was like, thank you. I don't give a flying fuck about this show.
I don't remember if we got to go in the apartment or we got to go in the hallway for sure.
Yeah,
I
the
definitely
hallway,
have pictures in
yeah.
the hallway.
I don't know.
And we liked the show. It was
No.
fine. Near
No.
near the end, it was a hardship getting through.
Was it two broke girls level of bad? Probably not, but
Well, at least she had the titular two broke girls.
sure, but
and what's her name from White Lotus?
yeah, I just
Jennifer Coolidge.
Jennifer
yes,
Coolidge.
I just wanted to always carve my eyes out with a rusty spoon watching that. It was just so bad.
I just remember the jokes where I was just like, that's a lot for network guys.
Yeah,
How did they get away with
I couldn't
that?
deal with Big Bang in that one just being so like set up, punchline, laugh, set up,
Yeah.
punchline, laugh, and like it was like constant. Like every time someone finished a sentence, it was a punchline, so everyone had to laugh, and it felt so like these aren't real people laughing anymore. Like this is you're laugh tracking this shit. And that's, I think, what bothered me the most about it. It was just
That's
constant.
I never finished Two Broke Girls, but I did finish Big Bang, and it was fine. And then I watched like the first episode of Young Sheldon, which is not laugh tracked, and I was just like, "This, you know what? This show needs a laugh track."
Oh no! Oh no! Oh no! Anyway,
Yeah.
where are we landing on Stargate?
Stargate.
Heavy math.
Heavy man.
Heavy man.
Excellent.
math.
Heavy man.
But yeah, 94 banger year, banger, stellar year.
Excellent.
And it had Stargate.
Banger year, also
Stargate.
Banger year, also House Party 3.
House Party 3?
They made 3 of them.
And
They have to be
they
great.
remade it too.
I saw the remake. Not so good.
I watched the first. Kid plays in the first one.
Oh God,
Jesus.
it sounds magical.
Sounds like a time.
I
I do want to see the original House Party for sure. Martin Lawrence is in that one.
We are so doing a triple bill House Party
my
1, 2, and
God.
3.
Christ.
And maybe we'll follow it up with Breaking and Breaking 2 Electric Boogaloo.
Excellent.
Can we just watch
that'll
Friday
watch.
while we're at it? Like,
Yeah.
God.
No.
Oh, we're going to draw the line at Friday?
Yes.
Friday's fucking better than House Party, probably.
Well,
Yeah.
we'll see.
We'll find out one day, but
Yeah.
I'm good with fucking House Party and Breakin'.
Yeah. And Breaking 2. Electric Boogaloo.
I love that title.
It's the best.
I love Electric Boogaloo.
I love that it just the genius that created Electric Boogaloo as the ending to a part 2 of any movie is now my favorite. I love it. Everything's Electric Boogaloo. Titanic 2, Electric Boogaloo.
Christ.
The only one that does that cannot work on is Passion of the Christ 2, which is always crucify this.
Yeah. What?
That's coming out soon, isn't it?
Yeah, they're calling it Passion of the Christ, the resurrection. I'm like,
Yeah,
why don't you just
no.
call it the resurrection of the Christ?
Yeah, it's in the name.
People that
It's
are
right
going
there.
to see your movie know the story.
The resurrection of Christ. Done. End.
Is Gibson directing it?
Yeah, Gibson and Caviezel.
Great. Caviezel just needs a paycheck. He's running out.
His movie last year made bank,
Oh, that's
son.
He's running out of those royalty checks for Person of Interest.
Yeah.
When I don't know what site it was. It might have been Coming Soon.
Yeah.
And they had the synopsis for the resurrection of the Christ. I was like,
Yeah.
the one movie you don't need a synopsis. It says
You're
what
good.
it's about in the
You're
title,
good.
guys. Come on.
You're good. I wasn't really
Like, even if you're not religious, chances are
you know. It's I think at this point very common knowledge, regardless of who you are as a person. At this point, it's universal knowledge.
it's like Batman's parents were murdered in front of him. That's the universal knowledge.
Uncle Ben died.
I don't really. I remember watching The Passion of the Christ in theaters and coming out of that movie going, I'm good. I don't think I need a sequel. I know they left it on a real cliffhanger of an ending.
Oh yeah, where he's like
Winks to camera. Like, anyway, I wish it was Crucify This with Chris Tucker.
I snuck into the Passion of the Christ
Why?
because it was 18A, and you had to be. It was either 18A or
my dad took me to see
Yeah,
it.
no, I went with my buddies. I'm pretty sure Matt Layden came with me, and we snuck in and we bought tickets to Welcome to Mooseport.
Oh, how was Welcome to Mooseport, Dave?
I think it was fine. The last movie Gene Hackman ever made.
Oh,
It's
God.
like, you know what, guys? I'm out. I worked with Ray Romano. That's it,
This
guys.
is
I'm
it.
out.
I draw the line at Ray Romano.
I saw Passion of the Christ with our uncle.
Same.
That would have
Uncle
been something.
Nice.
Yeah.
That would have
Nice.
been
That's
Westdale Theater.
Yeah.
I remember so little about that movie. Like I know what happens.
Yeah.
But
I just
the only
remember
thing
the whipping scene. That's what I
that's
just.
the
scarred in my
the
head.
head of nine
Yeah.
tails
Yeah.
in his rib.
Taking a whole chunk of flesh out. Yeah,
Yeah.
that was
Yeah.
brutal.
Yeah. Well, maybe when they make Resurrection, maybe I'll catch up and I'll watch Passion of the Christ again that day.
God. Let me know. I'll come over. Just getting hopefully on a Good Friday,
Yeah, that makes sense.
and then they'll release Resurrection on the Sunday. Naturally,
It's true.
spend your
It's a
Easter
miss.
with Mel.
It's a missed opportunity if you don't release it on a Sunday.
It's true. Easter dinner with Mel.
So just, you know what? I don't want to admit to being a Mel Gibson apologist or that. I
jeez.
loved like 90s Mel when he was Mel before we found out everything about who Mel is. So I love that Mel.
Oh, okay.
80s and 90s Mel.
You're in the what women want category
Yeah.
of Mel.
Yeah.
No, that's 2000. That's 2000.
Oh, well, close
Like the
enough.
cutting off point is
Yeah.
around that.
Yeah.
But that's the Mel I like. And you know what? I don't want to spend my weekend with Mel, James.
My weekend with Mel.
If I'm spending a weekend with Mel, it's rewatching fucking Lethal Weapon.
It's true.
That's when Mel was Mel.
Yeah, that's fair. Yeah,
It's true.
it's a good Christmas movie.
Fantastic Christmas movie. I watch it every year. I even got Melissa hyped for it.
Hell
That's
yeah.
something.
That's truly one of those that you gotta separate the art from the artist.
Yeah, definitely.
You gotta carve out a Grand Canyon in the earth.
And just there's gotta just be a cutoff.
Yeah.
Where you're just like, after
And
this,
stop.
no.
Stop. We stop here.
I guess we're sneaking into Resurrection of the Christ, boys.
Oh
I don't know
god.
that we need to sneak in anymore, Dave. I think
We can just walk on in.
We're not gonna get a seat.
Oh yeah, it's gonna be standing
that
room
thing is gonna
only.
be standing room only.
God.
Not even like you're gonna be fucking. The aisles are gonna be packed for
Yeah.
that movie.
Yeah.
It's just like Don't even call it anything. Just
I'm sure there's. I hope there's. Oh fuck! I hope to God Mel Gibson built like an intermission in there just so they could do communion during that time.
Oh my God!
Jesus, James. Oh my God! Oh God!
On that note,
yeah, let's end it. Let's end it right about there.
Oh God!
Right about there.
We'll be back in a couple of weeks with the regular episodes. We'll be back with some retrospectives throughout the year. I'm very excited to figure out what our picks are going to be for 84.
84 was a banger year too.
It's another banger year. Years that end in 4. Oh no, it's a year that ends in 4. Banger years. Wait, what was 2014?
Birdman and Whiplash.
Banger year.
And The Imitation Game.
banger.
Banger year. Banger year. I swear the Imitation Game is great. That was a People's Choice Day for me.
Yeah, we saw it. I don't
sat online outside the Toronto Metropolitan University Theater.
Formerly the Ryerson.
The Ryerson.
With the Ryerson squirrel. I bet he's not with us anymore.
Yeah, unfortunately. Yeah, and watch the Imitation Game. Anyway, I'm excited for more of these retrospectives as we go back. Maybe we'll make it down past the 60s. That could be fun.
Could be.
Maybe one year we'll start in the 20s. I think we're now in a part where we could probably find a movie from 1925.
Yeah.
And I don't know, work upwards from there. That means I get to make you guys watch Cimarron, and I am so excited for that.
Jesus Christ.
Because that movie fucking haunts my dreams. It's so fucked up.
When he went to the Academy Museum, I was like, was there a big Cimarron section?
They're not apologizing that much.
Oh, God.
It was a different time, we swear. God fucking, it better be hidden behind that because inexcusable shit. It was 1935. It's inexcusable. Fuck that. Anyway. Yeah, but we'll be back.
We will.
We'll be back with more. We hope you guys like this one and see you in 2 weeks.
Yes. Bye.